Hi guys, my name's Phil. Welcome to Where Good Marksman.
The sunshine, I'm time to know, yeah. Digging myself deep down into a hole, yeah. Searching for fortune, looking for answers, yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Rifle Rankings. I know that we've spoken in the past about knocking it on the head with the expensive guns and looking at more budget rifles, but I'm not really getting any budget rifles offered to me to try, or not many anyway. Nothing that's really exciting or new. So what I'm going to do is show you a Daystate Alphawolf. Which is right the other end of the scale of cost and performance and things. But I popped in to see Daystate a week or so ago. Had to go with a bunch of their rifles, and they offered me to one for trial. So I thought I would go for the Daystate Alphawolf in the Safari stock in 2.2, because it was kind of like my jam. It's the one I like. So this, first of all, the things I like about Daystate as a British rifle company, air rifle company, they're the only ones pushing the boundaries, and they're the only ones trying, creating new stuff. You know, air arms, sticking old guns in new stocks, charging you 1,500 quid. BSA, same, if that, not doing a great deal. These guys are innovating. Right, so this thing, Safari stock. A lot of people don't like it because it looks like driftwood. I love it. It's grippy. You can see the texture. You can literally see the texture in the wood. I think it's actually some kind of polymer. Now this edition, the Safari edition they call it, I think, comes with the copper bronze-ish coloured block, and I think as an optional extra you can get the copperhead MTC with it as well, and the silencer. So overall looks, for me, 10 out of 10. It looks mega. So I think you'll find that it looks very similar to the Ghost. It's a BRK Ghost. So BRK and Daystate are one and the same. So it shares this huge spine, this top rail, which is like a bit of a dovetail on the top, so you can add your accessories to it, slide it up and down. This scope mount, you can slide it all the way here, all the way back, same as the cheek pad, so that's cool. So you can make it fit anybody, which is mega. The cocking lever on this, similar to a Ghost, full aluminium, feels brilliant, positive, nice and light to use, and it's very fast. If you're doing some kind of fast firing competition, this is the one to go for, because you're not having to pull back a hammer spring in this model. You're literally flicking it backwards and forwards. It's great. So what I will say is the Alphawolf, there's a lot of electronics in here, and in the past I've always given a bit of grief to companies that overcomplicate things, that they add all kinds of electrical gizmos that are often faulty, problematic, So far, I've been shooting this thing for a week. I've had no issues. Okay, you can see that there's a little LCD screen down here, which is cool. We'll come to that in a minute. But this whole back section here, if there's ever an issue, apparently one screw, you can pop it out, send it to Daystate, and they'll tell you what's going on. So yeah, I'm really quite excited to show you guys what this thing can do and see what you guys think and see if you've got the same impression as me. For me, Daystate have always been if you're a car guy, you would compare them to Porsche. I would compare them to Porsche anyway. You know, you often see a guy driving around in a Porsche, and you think, oh, fucking hell, more money than sense. It's you know, it's a nice thing. It's a good tool, but a lot of the time you think, Prat. And I've always thought that about Daystate. But then just recently, looking at their new models that's been coming out and the way they shoot and getting to shoot them, I think actually they are really good. And what should be promoted is companies that push us forward in the game, like we do with FX. So FX are the only real, and Daystate are the only real airgun companies, well-known airgun companies, in the past 10 or 15 years that's been creating new things. So look at Daystate's barrels, regulators, their tuning systems, everything they've created from thin air. It's all been thought about, designed, trials. Yes, everyone bitches that Daystate, that FX have issues. That's what happens when you try new things in the game. You have issues, you fix them, you go again. You don't find that with Air Arms because they're using the same fucking block that they have been doing for the past 30 years. You don't find that with Virarc, although the 110 was a massive success. The HW100's still going, and they're still building them now with a few slight tweaks that everyone's been doing for the past 20 years. You know, and they're a 25-year-old gun. BSA, R10, old. R12, very similar, old. And then you're still using same barrels, same cylinders, same hammer springs, same valves. It's all the same stuff. These guys, just like FX, just like some of the other smaller brands that are doing innovating, are making everything new. Like, I haven't looked at the regulators and hammers and things in here, but I'm told it's electronic. So you've got solenoids, you haven't got springs and Belleville washers creating inconsistencies. You've got the same power going through the same solenoid every single time, which should give some consistency. So, and what I will say is, while I've been shooting this, I've been looking at the FPS of the pellets every single time to see how consistent it is. So in here, the barrel's about this short. In here, we have a built-in chronograph. So there's no need to hang something off the barrel. If you hang something off the barrel, you take it off, your POI changes. It's built in already. So that's brilliant. The readings, I'm getting between 1 and 3 FPS consistently, which is good, which is down to the regulator, but it's also down to using good quality pellets and a clean barrel, etc., etc. So far, after shooting it, I find it shoots well, okay? They're just shy of £2,500. Is it 2.5 grand's worth? Don't know. We'll find out today. So what I'm going to do is, this has been a long intro. I'm going to stop bullshitting. We're going to get out on the range. We'll do a little bit of talking while we're shooting and see what we reckon. Just a quick one as well. I needed to fill the gun up earlier this week, and my quick fill Foster fitting was really tight to get in at the bottom, so it's inset into the bottom of the rifle. So I jumped on eBay, found Sub 12 air gunners. He makes his own, packages it up, sends it to you. So I thought, right, I'll give him a go. I know all of you guys have probably seen his YouTube channel, but I find no need to really get in touch with other YouTubers and try and get things out of them for nothing. So I made an order, placed it, came within sort of 36 hours, maybe 48 at a push. So Sub 12 air gunners did me a filler, got a bunch of stickers in there and an O-ring. So it's a real good quality part. It fits great and it works well. So just a big thumbs up to Sub 12 air gunners for that. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Right, here we are again. So I'm going to try not to rush through this today, but it is 36 degrees in here. Warmest day of the year so far. So I just want to crack on. I'm getting really hot. I've just been running up and down the range, painting all the targets and stuff. And it is sweltering. It is midday. So it's only going to get worse from here. Right, okay, so we've got some air in. The battery at the back has got charge. It's got a little LiPo that slides in the back because obviously with it being an electronic trigger and electronic magic in the back, it won't run without a charged battery. So you need to think about that every time you're going to shoot. It's got a battery gauge on the LCD display, so that's that. I've had a quick pellet test this morning with the usual suspects in 2.2. I always tend to go for the JSP exacts. I start off with 550, then 551, 552, 553. It prefers the 552. So that's what we're going with. Seems to today. So anyway, so what we're going to do is I've charged my magazine already. Magazine in. Make sure it's not on safe. And we're recording. As you can see, there's a few shots there I threw down earlier just to get my zero right. So yeah, I'm going to go for this spot over here. And the zero's about right. I think it's a bit low, if I remember rightly. Yeah, about a mil low. Oh, that one crept up. There we go. That's 3 stacking. Four. Oh, let's pull that one. So 5. Yeah, it's a fine little group at 30. Let's not waste any time. We'll go to 40. What I will say is, this morning when I was zeroing, the trigger, with it being a micro switch, is very, very, very light. So I adjusted it as heavy as I could get it, and it's still too light for me. Also, I was running the ODB silencer first thing, and its groups weren't as tight as what it was without. So that silencer is an optional extra anyway, so you can just buy the bear gun without it. So I mean, I'm going for it without the perks. Right, so we'll go out to 40. So oh, that's 60 down there. There's a bit of wind at 60. 40, you see there, there's a little bit. We'll send one down and see where she goes. Probably going to be a couple of mil, aren't there? Yeah. So we're on 2 MD there. So I'll just keep going for that. Watching them telltales all the time. Stacked it. Stacked it. I'd say I'm a little bit shaky. Oh, climbed up a little bit. I think I might have pulled it. Stacked it again. Go on then, one more. This will be the one where I miss. Oh, I'm out. So, safety catch, magazine out. So, what I will say is, in the 2.2, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots. Would I want the last shot to be a block, so I only get 10? Possibly. So I wouldn't get that fire. But I'm told that there's a setting in the little computer job at the back where you can set it to count down your shots, so that on your last shot, nothing will happen. That is too much fucking about for me. You know, I've only just started to master a bloody Zulus. I like the technology. I like the idea of the technology. I think it's great. I like that it's got a built-in chrono here. The screen is down here for ease of use for the manufacturer. I would have preferred a little screen, maybe, you know, up here or down the side here, so I could literally take my shot and have a look down at my FPS rather than having to get off it. But I understand that all of the electronics and magic are in here, so to put a screen up the front is then, it's a logistical nightmare. But anyway, so that's 40. Like I say, rather, good group at 40. Right, 50. Where are we at? We'll just get a nice clear picture. There we go. Pop 50. I'm going to zoom in a bit for 50. As you can see, it's a lovely day on the range today, but when we get to 50, 60, look at the telltale on the back end of the bird's tail, which is giving it some waggle. So I'm going to give it 3.5, maybe, for the middle of the plate. Safety first. Safety catch. What I will also say about this safety catch is, if you've cocked it and not shot for a while, the safety catch won't physically engage, but it'll electronically engage as well. So you can pull the trigger, nothing will happen. That's good for safety. But if I was out and about going shooting, I like to cock my rifle, stick it on safe, walk to where I'm walking, and then flick it off safe, take the shot. That would get on my wick, because you'd have to take it off safe, put it on safe, take it off safe again to reset it. And sometimes you don't have the time for that. Or you know what it's like in the heat of the moment. Anyway, we'll go to 3.5. Oh, I can see the wind now. Maybe 3 3/4 that. Well, we'll put 3.5 on that dot and we'll see where we're landing. Obviously, the wind's going to carry him slightly left. Stacked. And again, wind's dropped. The wind drops, you see what it does to the pellet. One more. There you go, and the wind's dropped right off there. Bugger it. Come on, let's have a couple more. Wow, that wind was waggling then. So, what I will say is, we had a freshly clean barrel this morning. So, when I was doing my zeroing, we were kind of just, I don't like saying lead in the barrel in, because it's a bit of a, I don't like that term, but yeah, we were kind of just acclimatizing the barrel to the pellets with the first mag or two. So that's grouping all right. We're going to go 60. Also, I'll just bring your attention to the screen. So let's see if I can hold it steady. The screen we have got says 97 bar regulator, 554 FPS, and it gives you the power level and your battery status there. So that gives you all the information you need. I'm mainly concerned about the FPS, 554. I've not seen it go over 557, and I've not seen it go below 553. So up or down of 4 FPS overall, which is good. Today we are in extreme conditions at 36.5 degrees. So it's nice to see that it's running right and running nicely. So, next mag, 60. What dots are we using at 60 then? Let's sharpen the picture up. Oh yeah, that Telltale's giving it some waggle, isn't he? Sorry for the jiggling. What I might do is, what were we, 3.5 before? So we'll give it 5.5 maybe. Yeah, we're on fire. God, I know my old overs for 2.2, don't I? Who needs a ballistic calculator on a Zulus? Right. And I've not saved any settings for this gun in this scope. I have just put them in. Just zeroed it like you would a normal scope, and that's that. So 5.5. Oh. Strange. Duff pellet maybe? Let's see. That's more like just over 6. Okay, maybe that wind's doing a bit too much. We'll have a look when we get down there. But that wind is all over. Oh, stacked it. Oh. Close. Just below. And look what that Telltale's doing now. See, look at that. Battle and win today, guys. Yeah. Yeah. But where the wind is, it's giving us a couple of little groups. Low. And we're out. So what I would say about that group is, looking at that Telltale's gone to the left and towards me. It's gone out to the left. Then it's gone to the back, and it's gone to the back and away from me. And now it's come all the way back round to the left and slightly towards me. So that's probably where we're getting the group there, group there, group there, and group there from. It's moving all the way around. So if you didn't have that Telltale there, or in the area, and you sent those shots round, you'd think maybe look at pellet selection or whatever. But I would say that's not too bad. Yeah. Okay, and that's at 60. So, I mean, like we've said before, in these conditions today, if I was to be out shooting bunnies, And with that result for the wind there, I don't think it's even the I can't see. I don't think it's even the 2-inch group, but with the wind doing that, I don't think I'd take that shot. I'd stick to 50 and below. Let's throw a couple at 75, knowing what the wind's like at 60, and see if they get worse or they square themselves up a bit. If you remember, at 75, we have it's about a 3-inch by 3-inch or a 3-inch by 4-inch plate, and it is. Oh, let's zoom out a bit to find it. It's right out there. So right, I'm going to give it that so that we've got some mil dots. And I'm going to change the colour of my reticle because it's bright down there. That's a good thing about these. Click of the top button and you can change the colour on your reticle to something that is going to suit you. I might go black. Right. So, yes, we've got a bit of wind right to left, but what was we, 5.5 at 60, and now we're going to 75. We're going to be over 9, aren't we? Let's stick 9 at the top. I'm going to go top right corner. Bash, there we go. That's party. So we've held for a bit of the wind there, and it's about 9.5 mil dot. See? And that was a complete miss shooting at the same place. So, wind, mate, wind. Oh, more wind. Looking at the wind indicators down there. Okay. So, should have maybe put a wind indicator out at 70, 75. Right. We'll give it some more wind, shall we? Oh, right edge. Okay. Bring it in a bit. Oh, I watched that pellet spiral as it went. Yeah, there is some wicked wind down there. But it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Yeah, not a tight group at all down there. Here we go, now we're grouping. Now we're not. And that's it, that's a mag. I'll not go any further, that wind's terrible. And what I'm going to do now is just show you some consistency through the Alphawolf. So normally I wouldn't, the guns that I've got on, you know, that I'm using on test, on trial, I wouldn't do this, but this has got a built-in chrono, so why wouldn't I? So I'm going to give first shot 5. Oh, that's the lowest I've seen so far. Okay, so going to give it a good 5 or 6 seconds before I shoot. There we go. So we've got a bit of red creep. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. 2. There you go. So you can see, so after not shooting for a while, your first shot goes low. That's regulators. A lot of guns are the same. A lot of the time, that is when you have high-powered weapons. I say weapons, they're not weapons. High-powered air guns that are tuned down for sub-12. If they have nice small plenums, it tends to be able to eradicate that. Okay, so in my shooting earlier, it was having about 4 FPS spread. We're now doing 552 to, what was it, 555, 556, 553. I don't mind as long as it's consistent, you know what I mean? Must have been the same, 2 lots at 553. Is that it? And that's it, we're out. So, safety catch, magazine out. Yeah, not bad. It's getting really sticky in here now. Let's have a look. Oh, where can you see that? It says 36.9. Yeah. It's a wee bit warm. Anyway, out into the rain. Oh, jeez. So, we haven't done it this way for a while, have we? Safety first. And we're out on the range. So you might notice the range at the moment is all sunny and green. It's absolutely perfect this time of year. I love it. Yes, the grass needs cutting twice a bloody week sometimes, but we have a couple of really good volunteers for that. So thank you very much, Steve, Dave. Good guys. Right. Valued members of the airgun world. Right, okay, so we're going to the 30 metres. And what do we get? Let's see. So there we go. First shot, which would explain, you know, I said before, first shot seems to go low over the chrono once you've left it for a few minutes. Only by a few FPS, not by, you know, not Kral standards. But yeah, so, and then you've got a little group. So, not bad, especially, I mean, the wind's tied up the telltale, so goes to show what kind of blowing is going on today. Not the best kind. Oi, oi. Right, so we'll go on to 40. Now look at the wind at 40. That telltale. So, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't know if you can hear the breeze, but we have, as I say every year, we've got a slight gap there where the wind tries to bowl its way through and causes issues. So yeah, okay, now we're down to 50 again. Telltale, giving it a bit of a wag. Oh, it's bloody stopped now. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, there you go. Telltale, giving it a bit of a waggle. Where's it gone? Bloody hell, up there. Yeah, it is a bit of a breeze. And we've got that. So it's left to right of about 2 inches. Yeah, you got about 50 mil left to right, but that was the shot we was going for, and this was a group. So I mean, you can cover the group with my thumb. I do have exceptionally big thumbs, but it's a sub-inch. The main meat of it's a sub-inch. We got one there, but all in all, yeah, I'd take that shot any day, not a problem. That's when you get to 60, we start having more issues. She starts opening up. So I could maybe do with checking different pellets at 60, because I know I do have some guns that like one pellet at 30, 40, 50 and hate others, you know. Get my bloody leg out. Is what it is. But there we go. As you can see, there's the one at the bottom. We scrubbed that out because that was the first one. That was the one where it dropped the FPS, if you remember right. And then this one, you've got, at its extremes, you've probably got 50mm. But as we were saying before, the telltale was coming out this direction, then all the way to the left, all the way to the right in the back, and then the front. It was a nightmare. So we've got sort of 5 here, a couple here, and then 4 there. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. Now we'll go down and take a gander at the 75. Now there was a couple of misses at the 75, if you remember rightly. That wind coming in from the right through that gap, you can see the buildings. It's kind of coming through and moving around. So there was a handful, I say a handful, a few shots that went all right, and then a few that didn't really cut the mustard. So you can see on there we've got a bunch of impacts here, which is just over 2 inch. Got a couple at the bottom, one up there. But 75 for us today, just for fun. But yeah, what a lovely day. It's absolutely perfect out here today. Bar the wind. It's beer garden weather really today, I think. That's probably what I should be doing. Anyway, what I am going to do is I'm going to go back into the shed and see if we can summarise this little range session up. So, the Alphawolf. Quick summary. Shoots really well. It's consistent. It's accurate. It looks good. It feels good. It's everything you might want in an air gun, bar the very light trigger and that first drop of velocity, the drop of velocity on the first shot. So what I'm going to do is I'll get in touch with Daystate this week and find out if there's anything electronically in the settings we can do about those two, and we'll take it from there and I'll let you know. But I'm going to get some more use out of it. I'm going to take it out on some shoots. I'm going to use it down the range. I'm going to get a few more people to use it, see what they think, so we get a real nuanced opinion of the gun. But so far so good. I'm happy. 2.5 grand happy. Don't know. We'll see. Catch you in the next one.
Sunshine, I've time to know, yeah. Digging myself deep down into a hole, yeah. Searching for fortune, looking for answers, yeah. Oh, but I got a feeling this goes on forever, yeah. Walking ourselves to the bone, away from home, yeah. Jump on my train, on my way back to my baby. Wake up your dream boy, she's no longer waiting.